Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and the inventor of the CTKS method and BORSOG trading. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently up 0.07% to 23,366. Ethereum is down 2.39% to 1640. We can see total value locked in DeFi has decreased 1.24% to 88.21 billion. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. Please consider sharing and liking this video and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as a part of our globally extended KS family. Thank you for tuning in. I love sharing this time together. What we've just done together is a run-through of the crypto market. This keeps you informed on what cryptos are moving in what sectors. This is very valuable information to refer back to in the future. This is also a powerful way to become aware of BORSOG opportunities. BORSOG is market synchronization trading. It's about using small position sizes and synchronizing in with the crypto market. We know that no matter what Bitcoin is doing, there are always opportunities in the crypto market and they reset daily. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass available through these links, the tax software I used, and you can always reach out and directly message me on Twitter at any time. As crypto technical analysts, we subscribe to the CTKS creed that primes us for profitability in the crypto market. And this is simply just a list of things that we say to ourselves. I know the universe wants me to succeed. Every day I show kindness, integrity, and gratitude. I know opportunities and life reset daily. I am worthy. I go slow to go fast. I start small and scale with BORSOG. Life pullbacks give me the strength for the next life rally. I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. Rule 225. Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. Looking at the main markets, and Masterclass students, you'll receive my live chart here in TM6. We saw a spike in the VIX. This is the fear gauge of the stock market. What happened with actual price in the NASDAQ 100? We saw it rally up and then get squashed. That's what happens when fear increases inside the market. And what do we notice with Bitcoin? That's that blue line. Bitcoin responded in kind. But remember, Bitcoin trades 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The main markets are open just a fraction of the time. We can see bond prices have rallied past this level of resistance, seeking to turn it to support. What happens when bond prices rally? What do you notice with Bitcoin's price? Pricing rallies, and what happens to Bitcoin? Price rallies, what happens to Bitcoin? Please let me know in the comments. What about gold? Gold has been rallying very strongly and the dollar has been retracing. What do we notice about bond yields? Bond yields and bond prices move inversely. What can we see when bond prices go down? What is the relationship with Bitcoin? This is really important for your active learning. I can tell you the answers, but it's not going to do you much good if I'm not there to explain things. So I feel the best way to learn is to always seek to understand what is going on. And this is coming from my background as a first and second year statistics lecturer. I always wanted my students to use real world examples and understand how things actually practically apply. We've seen a really interesting thing with oil. Oil was making a series of higher lows. This is a low, this is a low, but this one is higher than that one. This low is higher than that one. And what happened? We had a break in support. Oil is coming back to retest this support line now, but it's under short-term resistance. A decrease in oil prices reduces inflationary pressure. It's quite a good thing. It would be a great thing if the gas stations or petrol stations actually passed on the change in oil prices, but they don't tend to. And junk bonds can be a really interesting thing to look at. What do we notice with the junk bond behavior? As Bitcoin came down, this blue line, junk bonds, risk-off behavior occurred. Now we're seeing risk-on behavior. This is all painting a picture of positive price momentum, and the Nasdaq right now is above a key support level of 12,847.50. That's a really important line for it to hold. And we know the price is always moving in a wave. It's always going up and down, and you can see that all the time, up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And when people first get into the markets, they think the price can only go up or only go down. And then after a while, they figure out, hey, price is just moving in a wave. The next FOMC meeting is in 50 days, and we can see the probability of a 50 basis point increase is currently 75.5%, and a 75 basis point increase is 24.5%. And we can see this little table down here. This is good to keep your eyes on. I'm just putting this in here just to keep you aware of what is happening. When comparing Bitcoin to inflation expectations, we can see the 10-year and the 5-year both took a little bit of a leg down, but as the Nasdaq improves and the main markets improve, we would expect inflation to actually increase. And we've noticed that the Fed balance sheet has just ticked down. We've just got new data on that, but we don't have any updates on M1 or M2, and the annual inflation rate is currently 9.1%. When looking at the precious metals, we can see palladium and platinum are going on a party. They're rampaging. Around the world, global markets are starting to recover. They're getting over levels of resistance, and this is very clear in the S&P 500 and the Dow. And Nasdaq is just getting up to test this resistance line. We've been waiting for this for a while. We can also see that under a very, very tight resistance line, some of the transportation averages have actually crossed. This is really good for the economy. The concept is when the transportation indexes fall, it's because people don't want things. And when they increase, it's because demand is back on. That's why it's a good thing. Rule 45, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. The crypto fear and greed index was 39 yesterday, it's 33 today. And what do we notice? As price comes down, people get less and less enthusiastic. That's exactly what it's all about in any financial market. The question becomes, how low can we go and where is this thing going to turn around? You can see this white line. That's the Nasdaq. What is this white line doing? It's showing some positive interaction with price. These are the Nasdaq futures. And what do we notice about Bitcoin? Bitcoin is trying to get over this resistance, drawn from 29 to 31, just through there. What happens if Bitcoin can get over this resistance and trade there up to the B level? Well, of course, that's fantastic. And when we see price crossing a resistance line, that actually indicates further positive price momentum, but not always. You've got to be a little bit careful of blanket rules. There's a lot of context. That's why I suggest BORSOG trading. Basically, you're just using a very, very low amount of money to go in and get in synchronization patterns with the market. You know what it's like. If you get out of sync with the market, you're going to buy when you should sell and sell when you should buy. Getting in sync is a main priority for everybody, really. It's so important to do. We can also notice that this underpinning support line coming down through here, have we broken under this support line? Well, we've tried to a few times, but we haven't got to that A level of 22,810. What do we expect to happen here? Well, it really depends on what price and how price interacts with this resistance line. If we get above this resistance line, it could be the first breakout and then a retest and then a resumption. If we fail on this, we'd be looking to come down further. So let's think about our ANF. ANF is just like a traffic light. Just think about what you will do with your entire portfolio or any specific trade or investment. And remember, you control the trade or investment, but the market controls the return. You can't force the market to do something it doesn't want to do. Why? Because it doesn't know us. It's completely independent of us. We need to get into its synchronization pattern, and then you can make a lot of money by just riding the waves in the right style. Against is the A, nowhere is the N. F is go for you. So what we actually do is look at the market and say, what if this doesn't go for us? What if this goes against us? What will we do? Or if it goes nowhere, what will we do? And if it goes for us, what will we do? Considering an A and F strategy, what we do inside our community, we don't use leverage, so we just go long, and we do it at spot. We don't use any derivatives or anything like that. Of course, you can use them if you want, but you should be professional enough to know the risks, and that includes loss of your entire account plus extra, especially if you're going short. Now, what do we see? If it goes for us, we would expect a movement, say to B, back to C, to D, or we could get one of these big institutional candles. That means a lot of money is coming into the market to push the market in a specified direction. What do we see here? We're just starting to get above this resistance line. It doesn't mean we're going to stay there. What you'll often find is that when price comes down, it takes a few goes to get through. You can see that we had a weakening here between 21 and 23. This was negative air. You saw that we got over this first initial resistance, and we needed a lot of power to jump this paddock with Percy. And thank you everybody for saying, welcome back Percy, good on you Percy. Now what happened here with this institutional wick? It happened because 11 to 17 to 21 was very strong resistance. It needed a lot of power. Percy had to strap on his backpack and just shoot through the fence to the next paddock, so to speak. Without power like this on very powerful resistance lines, what we find is price soon decays. So what are we seeing in here at the moment? We could have pinged the low, for example, 29 to 30, 31. This could be 32. Maybe. It's too early to tell. If you always have your three-dimensional decision-making process, what if it goes against me, for me, or nowhere? You're going to be fine. Don't wait until you're in overwhelming pain to make that decision. Make it when the pain is really small. And of course, there's always the opposite situation. What do I do if it goes for me? When do I get out? And what if you get out, for example, here and price keeps on going? How do you deal with that? There's so many strategies that you need to learn about how to layer in. And of course, looking at price action like this, you could very easily say, if you were down here and you bought here and you sold there, you may say, oh, I missed out on all of this. And you get your calculator out and you calculate your paper profits that you didn't get. Please put that calculator away. Only deal with reality. There's always opportunities in the crypto market. If you miss one train, you just get the next one. Just think about it like that. And it's Grand Central Station. There's so many trains coming all the time. Let's have a look at max pain. Max pain is the price at which the majority of options expire worthless. For today, we see it's 23.5, which was reduced from 24. The next 2 days, expected max pain is constant at 23.5. What does this mean to the market? Well, we know the price is always interacting with max pain. That means that max pain, just like price, just wobbles up and down depending on what option holders want to do. Sometimes max pain is forced up because the price is forced up. Sometimes max pain comes down because the price comes down. And sometimes it just does its merry thing. So what are we actually anticipating here? Please let me know in the comments. Do you feel we're going to go down, go flat, or go up based on max pain? And this active learning is so incredibly important. It's easy to just sit back and just soak it all in. But the truth is, when you need to pull the trigger on your trades, if you don't know what you're doing, you'll cost yourself a lot of money. And over time, when you stack probabilities, you'll get a much, much better feeling. And I believe borsogging is one of the best things that you can do in this negatively biased market sentiment. Borsogging is about going in with coffee money and basically just writing something for about a week. Let's have a look at the longs and the shorts. The shorts are this red line. We can see the shorts coming up, but they're wobbling around a bit. They're not quite certain, but the longs are definitely coming out of the market. Let's check liquidations. We can see liquidations are a lot lower than what they've been over the past couple of days, coming in at about 143 million across nearly 61,000 positions. When we look across the past 24 hours, 66% of total liquidations have been long liquidations. What about the past 12 hours? 66% long. The past 4 hours, 57% short. The past hour, 81.5% short. No wonder the shorts are wobbling up and down. They're kind of getting whacked a bit at the moment. And looking at the daily basis, we can see more longs have been liquidated than the shorts, but that's starting to turn around now. That could see an increase in price. What about yesterday? The longs again, just by a whisker. And what about the day before that? The shorts were outweighing the longs. So you get a bit of an idea as to what is happening with derivatives, and that can paint a really good picture for us to be aware of. Total crypto market cap is currently 1.08 trillion, a decrease on yesterday of 0.53%. The greatest gainers in the past 24 hours in the top 100, Chili's up nearly 22%, Gala a little over 13%, Theta 10.5% up, Waves nearly 8% up, Yearn Finance little over 7% up, and IOTA a little over 6% up. The greatest losses over the past 24 hours in the top 100, Filecoin down 10.22%, ICP 7.33% down, Arweave 6.7% down, EOS 5.8% down, Polkadot 5.2% down, and Bitcoin Gold 4.3% down. Bitcoin's gravity is a really important thing to understand. We can see Bitcoin just moving up here in the top left, and the blue line is Bitcoin's gravity over Ethereum. What do we see here? Look at this directional correlation between Ethereum and Bitcoin. What about Binance Coin? The same. What about XRP? The same. A little bit of a variant in there, but pretty much the same. What you can see is that inside Bitcoin's gravity, you'll have fluctuations or waves, and we'll get always an over-exaggeration or under-exaggeration of either positive or negative movement inside any specific crypto. You can see with ADA, as Bitcoin came up, ADA really shot up, but when Bitcoin came down, ADA really collapsed down as well. Just beware of that over and under exaggeration. Solana moving in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. This is a really important concept. If you ever wonder, what the heck happened to my beloved alt? The answer is, Bitcoin happened. I'd like to thank Rect for this really cool meme. You can see this guy chasing money, and he grabs some, and he's still chasing. And then he's like a lot older, and he gets to the end of the rope, end of the line, and says, oh no, this is what life is like. It's so true, and that's why we have to have a good life when we're out there chasing those dollars. So what we do inside our community is something different and something a lot of other communities don't do. We understand that money and success is the output of being the right kind of person to attract that money and success. Having kindness, integrity, decency, gratitude, that will actually deliver happiness to you. Having inner and outer peace allows you to control your emotional state, and controlling your emotional state is absolutely and utterly critical in the crypto market, or else you'll buy and sell at the wrong times. And of course, having the capability to experience meaning and fulfillment on the way through is a beautiful thing that you can do right now. You're ready to do that right now. And Edwin had just a magnificent meme, so many magnificent memes. The concept failing twice, just think of you're focusing over here And failing twice doesn't make you a failure. Failure is just part of learning. There is no failure in truth. It's just a learning experience. Every time things don't go your way, you're getting a dose of reality. The more that you actually embrace the reality, the happier you will be. There's no such thing as failure. There's only learning. Thank you, Edwin, for that and so many more. This is all about Rule 774, mastering yourself to master the market. And it literally is that. When you master yourself, you will master the market because you will become independent of fear. Can you imagine that? Independent of fear. How awesome is that? I'd like to congratulate John. Well done, my friend. Trades for the month achieved an average of 29.34% over 23 days. You're a legend. That's just fantastic. Active learning is a key to success in anything that you're doing. And J-Link had a really good statement about why does something become weak? Why does a crypto become weak and then strong, or strong then weak? He talks about, I think the exhaustion of sellers makes something weak become strong. It stayed weak because the price structure was still under levels of resistance. It will shine after getting through those resistance levels. Of course, with the help of Bitcoin going up and Bitcoin's gravity also makes something strong become weak. It's a really, really good point. And there's so many phenomenal statements and shares in the comments. And each and every episode is like this. Just such a high quality. It's like an open and free group. Art had some great things to say, as Art always does. We love you, Art. You're awesome. And basically, Art was saying, I just can't get over how YouTube keeps on deleting my comments. And Mellow Cryptic said, yes, definitely, YouTube does that. So just break your comments into smaller comments. I would also urge you to actually write your comment not in YouTube, just like in Word or a word processor or something like that, or a text editor, and then just paste it into YouTube. That way you can break it into smaller comments if it doesn't show up. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube at the moment. This is definitely happening, so this could be a really helpful thing for you. Other people spoke about investor attention. Overbought, the money flows into cryptos that have more potential to the upside to become strong. Really, really good, Nick. And I love what Johnny said. My 5-year-old son came in with a big smile on his face when he heard Percy and asked me what I was watching, and we had a good laugh. Awesome, Johnny. And please say hello to your son for me. And it's really good to keep in mind that smart money does take profit when prices are overextended. We look at those big spikes up and we say, ay caramba, I don't want to get on that. I'll get spiked to death financially. So just please be aware of that. And Brett, a fantastic comment. Smart money moves to where it can get the biggest gains. So if money has been pumped into a project and pushed up to resistance levels, it will move to another project below resistance where there's potential for growth. The changing of the guard. Excellent, Brett. And wrecked. You legend. Been practicing BORSOG lately. I know my weak points. Fantastic. With BORSOG, it's all about using just very, very low amounts of money and getting those real emotions to play out on you. And you'd be surprised. You put $10 or $5 into something, those real emotions will come out. You'll say, oh no, what happens if it doesn't hit my sell level? Oh no, it's gone further up. Do I buy again? Oh no, it's gone down. Dealing with that emotional state is the single most important thing to do in crypto. That's why inside the masterclass, the real wealth section is actually about emotional mastery, and it comes before the trigger section, which is all about the buying and selling methods that you can deploy. And it's so important to just do each one of these in turn, actively learning. Don't be passive inside the masterclass. Be really, really active, because each video gives you the step of knowledge through just-in-time knowledge to walk up the staircases to get to those fantastic higher views. Always, Rule 141 is powerful in life, not just in crypto, not just in learning, but in life, in everything we do. Go slow to go fast. Let's have a look at some community favorites. We can see Flamingo. Oh, hello, Flamingo. And Flamingo is back, and it's awesome to see you, Flamingo, my friend. I'm talking about Flamingo, our beloved CTKS ambassador. And Flamingo, the crypto, we can see that's moving in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity, except for recently it's starting to break out. Very interesting. Coming up to a resistance level. What will play out? Look at Chiliz. Chiliz is just pumping. And you can see that cryptos can pump and pump and pump. But if you get into a pump, look at Unified, Unfi, you can get into a pump and get trapped at the top, and then it reduces by, say, 45%. You're not too happy about that. You're expecting it to go up 400%, like Bond did. Oh my goodness, Bond. James Bond. And it's amazing. Some of these cryptos have just been going absolutely parabolic. BTCST is up 247% for the week. Wing is up 181%. But if you buy in at the wrong time, you'll get smashed financially. That's why you've got to be really careful. Just draw up your charts with the CTKS method. That's the first thing that you should do. Having a look at Zilliqa or ZIL. ZIL is not doing too badly. It's seeking to get above this resistance, but it's being pressured down by sellers. And what is happening to Bitcoin? And you know what's happening to ZIL. If ZIL is going down, what's Bitcoin doing? That's a good one for the comments. And how rare is Rare? Rare says, don't worry about you, Bitcoin, I'm going for it. And this is really interesting. About 1% of the alts will move or over-exaggerate the positive movements up. Let's just go in here and see what's happening. So you can see that we've still got directional alignment down, but it's over-exaggerating the ups. A lot of people use Heikin-Ashi charts or candles. I subscribe to just using plain vanilla candles because they're better. But why are they better? Heikin-Ashi shows us the trend. We love Heikin-Ashi. Nothing wrong with using Heikin-Ashi, but actually understanding how the price momentum changes without everything being all red or all green will actually be far, far more of a financial blessing to you. Have a look at this little spike up in Bitcoin. What did it do to Rare? It went partying, but then we had a downplay. What happened to Rare then? It started to come down, and then we had a big up and it started to go up, but not by as much. These are the things you want to always keep in mind. You're getting over and under exaggerations in Bitcoin's directional correlation all the time. So that's why I wanted to zoom in there to show you that although it looks like it's breaking gravity, it's not really. Let's have a look at Bake. Bake is not looking too bad, actually. We can see that Bake has broken above this resistance level. It would be like, for example, ZIL being up here. But notice ZIL has this hump and this hump. Bake has this hump and this hump, and it's above both of them. It would be like, for example, ZIL having a hump here. This one would be up there, and the current price would be up here. So it's a different pattern. Understanding and actually recognizing patterns is a key skill for any trader or investor. And what's TVK doing? TVK is moving in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity, but it's pretty spiky. You can notice a whole lot of spikes. TVK is trying to get above this level of resistance. That actually shows us that TVK has a lot of power, but the sellers are saying, no, TVK down, down boy, down. But TVK is saying, no, I want to go up. And it's trying to get through all of these sellers here. It's like, for example, if, well, maybe we'll use ZIL. If this and this and this were in an uptrend, you can see when you compare a pattern like this to a pattern like this, how different they are. And Rare is even more different because Rare said, hey, I'm going to do the Rare thing and I'm going to get through that resistance. You can't hold me back, sellers. The buyers are taking control. And looking at NKN, we can see it's following Bitcoin's gravitational bias at the moment. And look at this overextension. When Bitcoin came down, NKN came down hard. But when it turned around, look at that spike. Whoa, cabana, what a spike. I really like what Edwin said in the comments. See, Edwin is doing that active learning. This is phenomenal. And the using of the timestamps, Edwin, legend. Coins that went out to party will be having a hangover later. That's so true, my friend. That's what they do. If they go and party, they're going to recover after. But after they're recovered, hey, the next party is on. They're just hunting for it. Thanks for that, Edwin. If you're going through a life pullback at the moment, please know that our global family's love and healing thoughts are with you. You're not alone. The sun will come out again, and there is always hope. And I know that some people are facing literally life and death at the moment. I just want to say, our love is with you. There's always a way. Just stay strong. I'd like to thank everybody who made comments in yesterday's videos and previous videos as well. Active learning is so cool, and it's so wonderful to interact with such a loving and kind global family as well. The question today, where do you think Bitcoin will head in the next 24 hours? For example, do you think it will go to A, to B, to C, to 1, to 2, to 3, to D? Where do you think it will end up in the next 24 hours? The more of this kind of learning that you do, actually trying to predict, trying to put in based on the psychology of the internal market, the better you will get at it. And it's a really, really good thing to do. For example, a couple of days ago, I said we'd lost this initial support, and we did so. And what happened then? The probability was that the price would continue down further. If we can't hold above this support line, what is the potential for upward price momentum? Please let me know in the comments. You can see, even though the market is overall red, there's always areas of green. There's always opportunities inside the crypto market. Please consider sharing and liking this video, and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as a part of our globally extended KS family. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers. And please know, I will not reach out and say contact me on WhatsApp or any other platform. I don't need to do things like that, and I won't do it. If you see someone pretending to be me and asking you to do things like that, it's just rubbish. You're talking to a scammer. I've seen a big increase in scamming activity across social media, so please be aware of this. Thank you also to the CTKS ambassadors for assisting Masterclass students. And of course, a very big thank you to you for watching and for being part of our global family. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the tax software I use, and also links to the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass. Please use one of those links to reach out to a CTKS ambassador and get 80% off. The partial scholarships are also open if you're going through financial difficulty. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.